Welcome to Homemade. So today's recipe is a simple and easy chicken 65. It's absolutely delicious, very tasty, and it's very soft and tender from inside and crispy from outside. So you can see how the texture is. So this is one piece which I've just made and I'm just showing it to you all. So we'll see how to start making the chicken 65. So for that I've taken around 500 grams of chicken, that is breast piece I've taken. It's better to use boneless, cut into small pieces. Then I've taken around 1.5 cups of water, adding some salt and some lemon juice. Just mix this up well and add the chicken pieces. This step is really important as this helps in tenderizing the meat. So this gives that juicy texture. So this has to be there for a minimum of an hour. Next, we'll just prepare the marinade for this. For that, I've taken 1 egg. That is, we are using only the egg white and 9 cloves of garlic, a piece of ginger and some lemon juice. So rest all ingredients I'll just tell you all when we start adding it. So now 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder. This gives a good color for the chicken 65. Next, we'll be adding only the egg white. Egg white actually gives a very good binding to the chicken 65. We will avoid the egg yolk. Now I'm adding 1 teaspoon of chili chicken masala, that is store bought. Then a quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder and a very little of roasted jeera powder. This is optional, but this gives an additional flavor for the chicken 65. Next we'll be adding 2 tablespoons of thick yogurt. Refrain the water and only add the yogurt, the thick one, as adding the water will make the marinade watery, so we don't want that. Then I'm just chopping the ginger garlic and adding it to the grinder. I'm adding another tablespoon of lemon juice as well as some salt. We'll grind it to a very fine paste. So keep in mind while you add salt, because we've already pre-soaked the chicken with the salt. So this is the consistency of the marinade. So now what we do is we will pat fry the chicken. This step is very important because the chicken has a lot of moisture. So removing the excess moisture and the water content from the chicken also contributes to the tenderness of the chicken while you cook. So this step is very essential. While using the tissue, bear in mind that the tissue doesn't get stick over to the chicken. So just ensure that the chicken is completely pat fried well. Now we will marinate the chicken. I have transferred the marinade to a bowl and to which I am adding 2 tablespoons of corn flour. So we are not going to add any rice flour or maida to this. Corn flour is more than sufficient to get the crispy layer out. So ensure that you mix the corn flour extremely well without forming any lumps. Add the chicken pieces to it and ensure the chicken pieces are extremely coated well in the marinade. And this marinade goes into the refrigerator for a minimum of 1 hour. Do not deep fry the chicken immediately after taking out of the refrigerator. Keep it at least 15 minutes in room temperature before you start the process. So now heat up a kadai, add in some oil, and once the oil is heated up, add in some green chilies and some good amount of curry leaves. So once it is fried up, just remove it and keep it aside. Next, so this ensures that the oil is hot. So now we'll just add in the chicken pieces and do not overcrowd the kadai. So cook in batches, so that gives a better result and better taste. Ensure the oil is at medium hot. If it is overheated or underheated, you will not get the expected results. And after adding the chicken, wait for a minute and then start stirring. So our first batch is almost done. I'm removed it and I'm just adding the second batch to it. So we'll just cook this again. Now if you want to add red food coloring, that is purely optional. You can add it at the time of grinding the marinade. But since we are adding Kashmiri chili powder and the chili chicken masala, that by default gives a good color to your chicken. And that is why I haven't added it in this recipe. So our chicken 65 is almost done. We'll just transfer it to a plate. And I'm just garnishing it with some good amount of fried curry leaves, along with it some spring onions, and I'm just placing 2 lemon wedges as well. So our tasty and a delicious chicken 65 is ready.